Hello everyone, welcome once again. So here I am with the new video and today we will discuss the remaining part. So last time I discussed about types of machines and types of joints, and then I discussed about screw pair, nut and bolt, and then nut and screw that is remain to discuss. Now I also discuss about the types of nuts where square and hexagonal, especially square and hexagonal nut. Then we saw the special application of cylindrical types of nut, and then this part is left and this part is drawing for square and hexagonal nut is left. Then flange nut, we saw why flange nut is used, and then we also discuss about cylindrical capacitor nut. We also discuss about I also discuss about cap nut and dome nut. Then ring nut and special application of ring nut, why it is used, and then with this example I discuss the various applications and particular use of a nut, why that particular nut is used here in this application. Now moving to the next, I talk a little about the washers. Since the washers are used to increase the bearing surface area. Okay, so this one will fit in this hole, the bolt will fit. Okay, and with the help of nut, or sometimes we can use at the side of the head. So with the help of, especially this washer is used towards the side of on nut side. And when, what is the objective of using? To increase the bearing surface area. If the nut size is this much, okay, so washer is having more area in comparison to previous nut size. Okay, just wait a minute. Now sometimes uh, when the forces are large, washers are used at the nut side and head side also. It means both side. So you see the different types of washers. Sometimes washers are used as a gasket to seal the environment from another medium. Okay, different types of washers and gaskets you see here. And let me talk about one more thing here. See the diameter. As you know, the we have the nominal diameter for the bolt, and the this hole size is greater than 0.5 mm the nominal diameter. So in that case, nominal diameter of bolt plus 5, this is the hole size for the washer. Okay, now bolts, you see hexagonal head bolt. Why it is hexagonal? Because you see the head is in the shape of hexagonal and top surface is chamfered at the angle of how much, 30 to 45 degree, that top surface you see, to avoid any sharp edges. So it is easy to first to slide the spanner or wrench from this side and to fit it in the head. Another thing is sometimes we need to handle with the hand, so to avoid the sharp corner at this side. And square bolt, you see the shape of head shape is having square cross section, so based on that square head bolt, it is called square head bolt. Okay, now you see the thread throughout here and here. So if we cut the thread throughout its length, it becomes a screw. Otherwise, if the if the, if the thread is only at certain length, not at the whole of the shank, that means it is bolt. So this is the very common, and this is the difference authors have used to differentiate hexagonal bolt, bolt and screw. So nut will be used in both cases, only difference is the length of the threaded part. In, I repeat, in bolt, the length of the threaded part, this is for bolt, and there will be some unthreaded part, that is shank. But in screw, the whole, you will see the whole length, shank is threaded, so it becomes a screw. Okay, same you see here. So you see cylindrical or cheese head bolt, this one especially. With this shape, head is having this kind of cylindrical shape and thread is at the shank, and sometimes a hexagonal groove is cut to accommodate the hexagonal spanner inside the head, because to open it, if the cylindrical surface is there, this one, so to grip it, to open or unlock it, it is difficult. So the head is provided with the hexagonal groove, so that we can use the spanner on the head to hold it in position. Sometimes knurlings are given, reason is to, because sometimes we need to use our hand, and whenever we are going to use our hand, knurling will be given on the head. So typical application of the cylindrical cheese head bolt is limited space for head spanner avoided, since as we saw, the spanner cannot go like from this side or this side, only available space for spanner to go hold the bolt from this side. So that's why this shape is given to hold from the end of the bolt. So one example is big end of the connecting rods, eccentrics are used with this type of, in that this type of cylindrical bolt or cheese head bolts are used. Next is cup head bolt, or see this cup head bolt, it is having the shape of this type, and then this one is flat, and then you see this shape, so it is having the square shape, so it is kind of cup head and square head. So cup head is used to increase the surface area again, and how we can open it, to open or unopen it, a cylindrical groove is cut, which type, since this part is having a square head, so a square, whenever this type of head is being used, we will have a square groove, so that this, when you insert the cup head bolt, so this square section part will fit in the square hole. Okay, and then head will be at the top. So this square section will accommodate in a square hole, and after that we will have cylindrical hole, in which if you are required we will cut the whole thread, otherwise the bolt will cross the part and hold the part, and other side you will connect the bolt. So here to hold it we don't use any special spanner. Without holding the spanner we can lock it by only giving this square. For this we need to give only square hole. Okay, so that in that square hole it can rest. And since it, if this is resting in this square hole, so it automatically, because if the in a square hole if we fit the square head of this part, so it will lock it, it will not let it rotate, so it is locked there. And sometimes when this cup head bolt is used, sometimes we give this much depression, so that the head of the bolt can accommodate this part, and top surface remain flat with the surface. So part will be like this way, and here a square, and then here cylindrical bolt, and top surface will be, so it will, we will get the top surface like this. Hole will, the head of the bolt will match, the top of the head will match the top surface of the part. So I hope I have cleared this one. So in this video you can also, in this picture you can also watch it, see this square shape will fit in the square hole. Okay, next T-headed bolt. Again this one T-headed bolt is also some having the same kind of application. Here it is having, head is having the tip shape. Okay, so wait a minute. Head is having the T shape, and then like this, that is visible here. So if this type of head is used, so what type of hole we will cut? We will cut this type of hole first, a groove for some length, okay, and then the cylindrical circular hole will be there for the nut, this part and this part. So that if this is the is rectangular, sorry, I was, did I talk about the square? So this one head will having cross section type of rectangular cross section, and we will cut the rectangular groove in a part, so that the head will fit that in that rectangular groove. Suppose we are going to, for in front view we are going to show it. So if this one is say this one is the top surface of the part, so we will cut in front view that much of rectangular section, and then there will be a circular hole here, so that this from here to here say L1 for L1, and from this to this say L2, this length say L2, so this is for L2. So that again, if we need to make the top surface as a flat, in particular case it will be like this, okay. And in top view you will see the head especially like this. So if we need to make the flat surface, obviously then we need to cut the groove, the rectangular groove somewhat larger. No, L2 length should be higher than this length. We will drill the cut the groove larger L2, so that the head can rest in that rectangular groove. So if the groove is fixed in the rectangular groove, so sorry, if the bolt head is T head, we can say T head is inside the groove, it is automatically locked. See, this is for T head, and if you are unscrewing or screwing the nut, so it will try to rotate the nut, but the T head that is having the rectangular cross section, it will be inside that groove, rectangular groove, and it will not allow to rotate. This head will not allow to rotate the shank, and so either we will able to lock the nut or unlock the nut. So this is the way we can use counter shank head. See, this type of shape when we use for the counter hole, drilled hole, so this type of shape, conical shape, we call it as a counter shank head. There is a particular objective. You see how to unlock it. What is it? Can you recall it? What is this? It is having counter shank headed. What is it? It is having the kind of screw. Although it is given in the bolt, but in reality it is screw. So you can ask me why it is given in the screw, because we study types of bolt, not types of screw. So in types of bolt, screw is a special kind. So only difference is, as you know, the threaded part, but everything is same. So there is no harm to reading as a counter shank headed bolt when we are studying it. Otherwise, when you know it is screw, you can call it screw. But for studying purpose, it can be used as a counter shank headed bolt. So you see another thing here, at the head is having this one rectangular, sorry, hexagonal groove to accommodate the hexagonal spanner at the top. Okay. Again, this one you see, it can be used to rotate or lock or unlock it without a spanner. To make it a little loose, we can use it. So from the top view, head is, you can see top view, and from side view you can see this one. This one, if this one is having this much threaded, it becomes bolt. See, this is for counter shank headed bolt. This pictures I have added to show you this counter shank headed, only that part. So let's discuss about countersink, as you see the countersink symbol, that is this symbol is used, is a conical hole cut into a manufactured object. A common use is to allow the head of countersunk bolt, as we saw, conical head, screw or rivet when placed in the hole to sit or flush or with the below the surface of the surrounding material. So in particular case, you see when we are using countersunk headed bolt, so it will rest in that conical hole. Based on the typical countersunk angle, we can use it, different types of countersunk angle, you see. And sometimes uh, heads head of the countersunk headed bolts are provided with the this type of straight or straight cut or cross cut, so that again we can use screwdriver, like straight screwdriver we can use it, and cross screwdriver we can use it, cross or diamond, to unscrew or screw the bolt. But more preferably this one is good because it allows to pass the spanner or wrench. So this way you can see the countersunk hole and countersunk. One more difference, hole and bore. So bore is having the straight hole up to certain length, and then another diametric hole, and this one diametric. So this one, when this type of hole we are cutting in a material, so this becomes countersunk bore. This part, especially this part, is called countersunk. Okay, and here this part when we are cutting the conical hole, this becomes countersunk hole. So I hope this difference you have got it. In countersunk we cut the straight hole, and then it is like this work like as a shoulder, and here no shoulder is there. So then this one has hook bolt. Wait a minute. You see hook bolt, so it is having this type of, you see. So this will be, this much part will be inserted in a already drilled hole, and this side we can use one or two more than two parts. Let me show you. So you see here, suppose here part 1 is there, and part 2 we will have the part 2, but in part 2 we will not drill any hole. Oh sorry, I wanted to tell you that in part 2, say part 1 and part 2, we will not cut any thread inside this one again, and in this we don't need to cut the thread. So we can use the hook bolt in two way. First we can cut the thread here, cut the thread, okay, cut the thread, and since this part we will cut this uh, groove for accommodate it hook. Okay, so like when we were cutting rectangular groove for to accommodate T bolt, so in reverse way we were cutting. So instead of doing that, we remove this part. We will cut only this much of hole to accommodate this head hook, like it will look like L shape. So this will rest in that groove. Okay, so I was talking about the part one will have either first cut we will cut the screw thread, and in part 2 we will drill hole, but there would not be any thread. So how it will lock? It will lock by first the part 2. See the position of part 2. This would be the bottom surface, and then part 2, and then this one, and then part 1, like say part 1 length is there, say this one. So this way, in first case when we are using the threaded part, so we will cut the thread inside the part 1 and straight hole in part 2, and this groove we will cut so that this type hook bolt can rest inside. So either inside, uh, from bottom we are showing it as a bottom because hook is having this shape this way. Otherwise we can also show the part hook from the top, hook head at the top. Okay, like this hook is going downward. So if this kind of hook bolt we are going to use, so top one that is closer to the hook head, only we will have hole, and this one we will cut the hole and we will make the internal thread so that the bolt can lock in that internal thread. Another way is if we use the bolt a sufficient length, so we can lock the nut at the other end. So in that case no part will have the internal thread. So this is the way we can lock it, but in all both cases that part which is near to the bolt we will not use any internal thread in both cases. Okay, okay, next you see headless tapered bolt. So this will have this this bolt will have like this. There is no head, but we will have the straight groove here, straight cut, so that we can use the screwdriver in this. Okay, we can use screwdriver to hold it, and it will insert inside the hole. Okay, we can use the either nut at the other end, or it can be directly used in the internal thread of a hole. So particular application is marine shaft coupling, where this type of headless tapered bolts are used. Eye bolt, see, as you see this shape is look like eye. Okay, so this is called eye bolt, and it is made by forging the metal, and threads are cut at this way. So again, how it is used, it will have the sufficient length, and it will inserted in the part, and with the help of eye it can lock the part 1, part 2 sufficient. Otherwise sometimes a special application is because this eye bolt and lifting eye bolt is used for the heavy part. So special application of eye bolt is lifting no, lifting the objects, and it is called lifting eye bolt. So you see the parts are hold together, and at the end nut is used. Otherwise without nut this can be also used. Okay, and this part is thread inserted, locked inside a already drilled hole, and where we have uh, like there is two way we can use it. If this one we are going to lift it, so a part hole will be drilled and thread will be cut by tapping, and then this eye bolt or anyone can be inserted, and it is locked already automatically, because internal thread, internal thread in the part, external thread on the eye bolt. So we can use it to lift again by putting a hook. We can use by the lift it by the crane. Another typical application is to, instead of cutting any thread, if the part is wide and but the thickness is small, so we will have, if any hole is there in the part, if sometimes the parts are having some kind of hole, so if hole is there, so this length we will insert it in that hole, and other end we will lock it by the bolt. So it is only for the lifting and transporting the parts from one place to another place. And especially you see the hook shape. Hook shape, this one, it can be used to quickly open it. We can lock insert the any lifting mechanism here, and then we can lift it. And this part I have discussed, it will remain the same way. So I was talking about tab bolt. Next is tab bolt or cap screw. So these are used to cut the internal thread inside a hole. So this is called tab bolt, or these are used to cut the internal thread. You see the end is having the chamfer, so it will be used in already cut, already drilled hole. Next is stud bolt or stud. You see stud bolts having the thread at both thin and without head, so from both sides parts can be inserted and locked. Obviously if the parts are being used, so there is two way: either cut the internal thread in the parts, or use the nut to lock from both end or any one end as per requirement.